Imagine this. You're the director of the CIA, the most powerful intelligence agency in the world, and one day you get a call from a teenager mocking you for how easily they hacked your personal accounts. Sounds like a scene from a spy movie, right? But this isn't fiction, it actually happened. Who were these audacious teens, and how did they manage to outsmart the world's top intelligence agencies from their bedrooms? More importantly, what does their story reveal about the vulnerabilities of our digital age? Stick around as we dive into the jaw-dropping tale of the kids who hacked the CIA, a story that's equal parts thrilling, terrifying, and thought-provoking. In October 2015, it was a cold fall day, and John Brennan, who was head of the CIA at the time, got a strange call. The other end of the line had the voice of a shy but confident teenager. Brennan was shocked because he was used to dealing with serious issues of national security. "Hello." "Hey, John Brennan?" it asked in a voice. "What? Who is this?" "Where did you get this number?" Brennan asked, his thoughts racing. "Bro, it was really easy." The caller said, "You're a DIA," and then hung up. Brennan didn't think this was a joke call. In this day and age of cyber war, it was a scary warning of how weak even the strongest people can be. The call was just the tip of the iceberg. It was the start of a story that would show how weak the U.S. government's security is and make people wonder why hackers do what they do. An English boy, 15, was on the other end of that phone call. He was in his bedroom in a quiet area of the West Midlands. The teen, who went by the online name Kraka, had just done what would become one of the most famous hacks in history. Kraka was in charge of a group of young hackers called Crackers with Attitude, CWA. They made U.S. intelligence look bad by leaking secret information, such as the personal information of FBI and DOJ employees. The bad things they did made some of the world's most powerful agencies look bad, and started arguments about privacy, cybersecurity, and the thin line between protest and cyber terrorism. The rise of fake money and default. Kraka wasn't by himself. Another hacker with him was an American teen named Default, who started out as a video game cheat and turned into a dangerous online enemy. The story of Default began in Virginia in 2008. He liked soccer, computer games, and his dog like any other American kid. But his bond with his father, who worked for the government, was often tense. Default learned about hacking when he was a teenager and was looking for ways to cheat in video games. Soon, he was interested in more than just games. He learned everything he could about hackers and computers. At the end of the 2000s, hacking was big business. Groups like Anonymous were in the news for the dangerous things they did, like hacking into states and going after businesses. Default was amazed by what they did. Anonymous stood for freedom in the midst of chaos to him. With knowledge and drive, they showed how one person could change things from the comfort of their own bedroom. However, Default lost faith in Anonymous as he became more active in hacking communities. The group had grown too big and was full of fights, doxing, and people working for the FBI. Default joined smaller, more experienced hacker groups like AnonSec to work with people on more specific projects. These groups ran botnets, which are groups of hacked computers that are used to attack, spread malware, or collect data. In these groups, Default honed his skills, becoming both technically skilled and good at pulling off daring adventures. Hacking for fun and safety. In one well-known case, Default got into the financial records of a university. He found a list of students with $9.4 million in unpaid bills among the files. There was a delete all button at the bottom of the directory. Default just couldn't hold back. He erased the records with a single click, picturing how relieved students would be who were drowning in debt. However, Default wasn't just trying to help others. He said he was fighting for justice, but he was also enjoying the thrill of defiance, the rush of breaking the law and getting away with it. In the same way, Kraka's reasons were a mix of political activity and rebelling as a teenager. He went after high-ranking officials to bring attention to problems like the pain in Gaza because he was very angry about U.S. foreign policy, especially in the Middle East. The hacks that made the CIA uneasy. By 2015, Kraka and Default were working together under the CWA name. The Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, was their first well-known target. Using information that was open to the public, Kraka was able to get into Clapper's personal email and phone. He even changed Clapper's home phone number to reach the Free Palestine Movement's hotline. The group set their minds on John Brennan after their success gave them hope. Kraka tricked a Verizon worker into giving up Brennan's personal information by using social engineering. With this information, he broke into Brennan's AOL email account and found private papers, such as the CIA director's SF-86 application, which is a form with very private information used for security clearance. Some of the stolen information was put online by CWA, and the rest was given to WikiLeaks, which made it public in October 2015. The CIA was very embarrassed by the breach, which cost the agency over $1.5 million in damages and sent several agents into hiding. A more general goal. The CWA did more than just trick high-level officials. Also, the group broke into databases that held personal information on thousands of FBI and DOJ workers. They put these data online, which showed how weak government systems are. They weren't just doing bad things. Sometimes hackers went after causes they cared about. Cyber attacks were started by Default and his friends on websites that encouraged bestiality, which was legal in Denmark in 2014. Their acts helped bring the problem to the attention of people around the world, which helped Denmark decide to make bestiality illegal in 2015. Even though they talked a lot about justice and action, CWA members often did stupid things because they wanted attention and to feel good about themselves, not because they had a clear political goal. What happens when there is chaos? What CWA did had a big effect on other people. For the U.S. government, the leaks showed where their cybersecurity was seriously lacking. The risks were the same for the hackers. Default was always worried about operating security, so they took extra steps to hide their tracks. He used public Wi-Fi from far away, kept his devices encrypted, and didn't talk about what he was doing with people he didn't trust completely. But as word spread about the group's adventures, it got harder for them to stay anonymous. In order to find the people who did this, the U.S. government started a full-scale probe. The end of Default wasn't caused by complex computer forensics, but by a drunken moment of arrogance. He bragged about hacking the CIA while talking to a friend on Xbox Live. The friend told the police about Default because they felt betrayed over a personal issue. Kraka also had to deal with the results of his acts in the end. Investigators were able to track his actions back to his home in the UK, even though he took safety measures. It's important to remember how dangerous and powerful hacking can be by learning about the story of CWA. It shows how weak even the safest systems are and how easy it is for motivated people to take advantage of them. But it also brings up deeper questions. Were Kraka and Default heroes who exposed wrongdoing and corruption, or were they just careless teens putting lives in danger for fun? The answer is clear for Brennan and the other people they are after. But for a generation that has lost faith in organizations and governments, the CWA's actions may be seen as a way to resist, as a reminder that those they think are strong can bring them down. In the end, the story of the kids who broke into the CIA is about being brave, smart, and walking the thin line between chaos and order. In this day and age, technology not only gives countries power, but also gives people power. And a quiet town 15-year-old can shake the world. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more incredible stories like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Join us for more mind-blowing tales every week. You won't want to miss a thing.